Hey guys, we're back down here at the U.S. Post Office. I took my break here. Hopefully the bandwidth will be a little bit better. I'm doing my best, folks. We'll be broadcasting here for about another hour.
Yes. Regimented supposed to be here at 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's after 3. It's 3:30 right now. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going around telling people they're going to be here at 3.
Oh yeah, it's after 3. You missed her disinformation. Alright, we're going to go down here and check out
what I told Bella was, this is what God has put up with every day.
Proudly humanity. So that's why he showed up?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think
people
so.
People giving him disinformation.
Oh.
All the time.
Oh. Yeah, it really spreads online really fast too. That people have to be aware of.
You know, we have a nationwide fight back going on here. Fight back! So there's an organization called Communities and Postal Workers United, which is in 28 cities, and they've been doing actions all over the place. In Portland, Oregon, they've been standing in front of scared trucks and delaying the scared trucks. In Southern California, they're having a barbecue at Representative Darrell Ison's house. There was a hunger strike last June in Washington, D.C. For a whole week, and as a result of that, we broke into the media with our message for the first time. As a result of, they seemed to find it unusual that letter carriers and postal workers would be on a hunger strike. So that was interesting to the media. Then last December, Senator Lieberman and Darrell Issa said they were going to eliminate Saturday delivery and use the lame duck session of Congress to do it. So we established a tent and a hunger strike on the mall facing the Capitol, and we stayed there for the duration of the lame duck Congress. We went into Darrell Ison's office and had a sit-in.
Yay for sit-ins. Give me a second here, folks.
And we had a 20-minute debate with Darrell Issa about the Postal Service. And then there was a...
I'm going to get up here a little bit higher so you folks have a nice shot of the crowd.
They deliver junk mail. They go to every house in America.
15 minutes. Yeah, that thing, I told you the thing gets hot.
Looks like you're going to... Right, got the anarchists and the post office united here. Like to see that. Always like seeing that circle A.
Today, we're going to start to do something here on the set with the Berkeley Post Office. We're going to start a camp-out. And we're going to stay here. We're going to stay here on the steps until they decide not to build the Berkeley Post Office. One more time. So in any case, we hope that this is going to spark, even though there has been a nationwide movement. And in small towns this morning, I got a call from Humboldt County from a woman who heard about this action today, and she said the people there are all up in arms because in this rural areas, they're going to lose their absentee ballot. She says, everybody uses the absentee ballot because everybody's so far away from where you have to go for the polling place. So she said it's going to just wreck things up here. So we're going to be in touch with her and see if we can get a movement going in Humboldt County. So we want this happening all over the country. in small towns and big towns. Today in the Bronx, where they did this to the Bronx post office, they have Ben Shaw murals, famous murals from the New Deal era. And these murals and these post offices, New Deal murals, depict working people. This is not fine art. This is real art, depicting working people in the course of their work, their play, their family activities. So they want to destroy not only our public post office, they want to destroy our labor legacy.
A nice crowd here for the, say, the Berkeley post office.
Is somebody going to be setting up something under the canopy
going
there?
on since about
that was your
1
cue.
o'clock this afternoon.
I missed your cue.
Yeah, here are the various speakers. And
Bill, are you there? So while they're doing that, I just want to tell you about a few things that have been going on around the country. In the Bronx, in the heart of the Puerto Rican community of the Bronx, it's a real, on the Grand Concourse, that's where the general post office is. The Puerto Rican community is really engaged. The city government of the Bronx, or the borough government of the Bronx, just like the Berkeley post office, we had unanimous city council support. They had it in the Bronx too. So this is something, they're going against the wishes of the American people.
that deer?
Wishes of the people of the Bronx,
like chocolate cake.
the people of Tucson, Arizona, who were able to keep their processing centers without demonstrated, the people in Fremont who kept the station because they got went out there and demonstrated and signed petitions. This is happening around the country, but not enough. But not enough. That's why we want this to spark a truly nationwide movement. So if you know somebody, a relative in some other city or town, tell them about this. Tell them to get active. You know, there's a lot of people who say, well, I have the right thoughts, therefore, that's enough. I have a politically correct view of things. But it ain't enough, brothers and sisters. It takes activity. It takes coming out to your post office and demonstrating. It takes writing letters. You know all the things. How are we coming over there with the tent? All right, sisters and brothers, I think our brothers from the what's the name of your orchestra? The musicians, Action Group, are going to entertain us here.
Come on down if you're in Berkeley. Drop by. We're down here at the main post office.
Come on, put up the tent. We shall not be moved just like a tree, standing by the water. We shall not be moved. No problem. We shall not be moved. Don't sell the post office. We shall not be moved just like a tree, standing by the water. We shall not be moved.
Down here at the main post office here in Berkeley, California. We're really glad you're watching. Log on to the social stream and let me know how we look in the readout on the RTD. bandwidth. Got all kinds of news media down here. KTVU, I noticed. Channel 4. So the word is it's getting out to the mainstream media as well. Great atmosphere out, folks. Lots of people determined to in the struggle. We're out here. We're having a good time.
We want to make very clear.
This is the beginning of
that sign over there. It says welcome. Over there on the right-hand side, it says welcome. We're going to bring it up front here. The post office is open. Let's keep it that way. Yeah. We're not trying to block anybody here. We want you to use the post office. This is our treasure. We want to keep it open. You know what's happened is, since 1775, this has been our people's institution. From Alaska to Cape Cod, it's 46
tent being set up here. So definitely we're occupying the post office.
The window closed at 3 o'clock today, but the box section remains open. In any case, what's happened is a small clique of people, the leadership of the Postal Service, people in Congress, these people, a small group of people who are doing the business of the 1%, are trying to grab and seize this, just like they did in the banking crisis. They're trying to grab and seize people's homes. They're trying to grab and seize people's money that they have in the bank. They're trying to grab these public treasures. But we're not going to let them. We're not going to let them. Now I see that there is a tent up. So let's give it a raising of the tent.
Right.
Maybe we can have one more hour for the musicians to celebrate the raising of the tent.
Here you go.
Oh, my daddy was a miner and I I'm a miner's son, and I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won. Which side are you on? Hey! Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Listen to their lies, a broken down and lies, and that we organize. Oh, which side are you on? 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 Don't listen to their lies, cause working folk can have chance in this we organize. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Yeah, is it? I should get up off my bike. Well, so the camera's a little shaky. I'm trying to manage a plate. So, sorry about that, folks. We got lots of great people out here in support of the U.S. Post Office as we begin our occupation. So this building does not get sold. It's in imminent danger. It's sold to the private industry chambers for interests. A building that's nearly 100 years old. It's a very nice building. And we want to keep it in the public trust, in the commons. So that
Look familiar.
this building belongs to the public. A little bit here for you. I'll give you a better camera angle. Free mail delivery here in the United States. Another tent coming up. Good, I see another live streamer. I'd like to know what her handle is. So if this live stream goes down, you can watch hers. I'll track her down in the future.
city is going to organize something here.
If you got a Bradley Manning mask, can you hold it up? All right. Thank you. And if you are a videographer and you are here and you can film this, that is the most important thing you can do with your time right now.
Bradley Manning. We salute Bradley Manning.
Okay, good. So here's what we're going to do in code pink fashion.
We're hoping he gets off on his charges.
We're going to hold up a Bradley Manning mask, and we're going to have a song. How good to resist. He needs to know that he's guitar ready, I think.
Surgeon of this.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's all done. I'm an insurgent now.
Kids, are you here with your guitars?
Some garbage here.
Okay, well, this is getting up here. If he doesn't, if he's big. Okay, so we're going to do Bradley Manning.
Okay, we want to make sure that all gets. There we go. Thank you, dear. That's what I needed to know.
Postcards that you haven't yet turned in. They're coming right up here to this basket where they're getting stamped. And we're going to put on our
We're gonna kind of keep an eye on things. Sorry, I brought a laptop too. It's a nice little sign. I'll show you some of the signs here, folks, that we have set up. Beautiful artwork here today at the demonstration. A nice poster right here.
I mean, we could sell them. Are you selling posters in a backpack?
I'd like to see that.
Okay, so we're on Bradley Manning after we're going to mail these postcards to Bradley Manning.
Steps.
Fort Meade, Virginia. I was recently out to trial, and Bradley Manning told me that really well.
Go to BradleyManning.org. They have the address that you can write to Bradley Manning. He does receive mail, although he can't answer it. So that's BradleyManning.org.
And afterwards, I told his lawyer, David Coons, that the city of Berkeley loves Bradley Manning and views him as our hero.
Yeah.
And that he'll be so delighted to get these postcards from us.
Sure, you got to support Bradley Manning.
He hears from people from all over the world, but today we're going to take our postcards in our historic Berkeley post office.
Everybody's going to be mailing him a card
Post office in our community.
His place where he's locked up in Fort Meade, Maryland. Actually, I think they have him locked up in Virginia right now, but you can find all that information out at BradleyManning.org.
Who has tambourine? Who has drum? Who has this? Where's our music?
Oh, keep going.
Is there anybody who makes music? Okay, he's coming over in a second, and he's going to sing a wonderful song called Courage to Resist.
All right, somebody in support of the post office down here.
We're going to Bradley, we're going to Jamel, and we're going to President Barack Obama saying, free the detainees now who are innocent. So here's this.
So support Bradley Manning. Well, we can write him right now. Pretty much his destiny is in the hands of the colonel who is presiding over the court. And Bradley Manning really hasn't received a fair trial. It's pretty much a kangaroo court, in my opinion, because they won't allow any kind of broadcasting of any testimony. It's hard to get an accurate court transcript of exactly what was going on. Generally, in most court trials, the transcript is available immediately to the lawyers and to the people, to the media, and for transmission. And in this particular case, since it's a military court trial, that the court transcripts are not being made immediately available to the public. So pretty much between the time that testimony is given in a trial to the time, if at all, it actually reaches us, the public, that's a big issue here in the trial of Bradley Manning. It needs to be brought up and addressed. Being tried under a military court is, you have infinitely less rights than if you're actually charged in a U.S. criminal court, because basically he was denied his writ of habeas corpus, meaning that the state had to take him to a speedy trial, and he was not offered that. He spent over 800 days in custody and counting before he was even brought to trial. And that's a definite miscarriage of justice. And had he been prosecuted civilly instead of militarily, then he wouldn't have spent 800 days in solitary confinement. That's a big issue right now because solitary confinement is being classified by the UN as being psychological torture. Bradley Manning certainly suffered and still is currently suffering psychological torture at the hands of his captors. For instance, when they took him out of solitary, he was partnered up with somebody who was homophobic and relentlessly anti-gay, and so try sharing a small 10 by 10 space with somebody who hates your guts. So think about that. The man has shown exceptional courage, and they should be giving him a medal instead of putting him on trial. But that's my opinion. And if you don't like it, if you want to share it, great. I'm at Freeman Sullivan on Twitter. You can tweet out this broadcast and let everybody know that we're watching. We're out here at the occupying the steps of the U.S. Post Office, trying to save it from closure.
They put young Bradley in a prison. They deployed the crew technique. They could carry communication reason, and they just gave it to one. They put you in isolation by a physical rotten in the meat. Other lives and exploitation. So long as nothing. They have the parents. Yes, they have the courage. We have the courage to resist. Yes, we have the courage to resist.
Right. We get salute to Bradley Manning. Hopefully truth and justice will prevail. Definitely the American way hasn't prevailed so far. Is there such a thing as the American way? I think it's more the corporate way. Corporations are running the country now, not the citizens. They have the money. They have like over 100,000 lobbyists in Washington, D.C. If you really got to make your mark in the federal government, we're going to have to descend on Washington. Right, it has to happen. It's great to have these demonstrations here in Berkeley, New York, but the people that are controlling the power live and work in Washington, D.C. So November 5th, there's going to be a national occupation of Washington. I don't know what the exact title of it is, but I just want to put out the
post office
call.
open.
We're going to be coming in and we're going to be trying to let Congress and the federal government know that we are not happy with what's going on right now. We got Bradley Manning people. We all are up Bradley Manning.
Keep our post office open. Let's use it. Whoa.
Free Bradley Manning.
Free Bradley Manning.
American hero. Those people are walking up the steps here.
Right here.
Everybody's putting their Bradley Manning mask.
I do the official
welcomer. Got a live streamer of note. Yeah, it's Freeman Sullivan. In 100% support of Bradley Manning. American hero. He deserves a Medal of Honor. Same with Edward Snowden. Right? The United States should be giving that man a medal instead of trying to prosecute him. The steps are a little difficult. I know what you're saying. I'm in complete empathy with you. We love all the people down here. It's sort of like we love all your viewers out there and people that are watching. You might even politically be my political opponent, but I still love you anyway. We're living on one planet. We share it with all these people here, and we have so much more in common then we have that are different from each other. So we're going to be delivering packages in here for Bradley Man. Let me follow you guys in here. All right, so we can get it out here on the live stream. We got plenty of viewers here.
Okay, so I'm here with the postcard sale. Who wants a Bradley Manning mask? If we have one. No, these are, yes, please, mail if you wish. Everybody can help me mail. Just take a few, make sure it's got stamp on. Okay, everybody who wants to.
These all are going to Bradley Manning.
Just send a postcard.
Does anybody know the address of where these are going? Can I see your?
Yeah, this one's to Barack Obama.
Okay. All right, this is to free the Guantanamo 10 charities. Let me just
Well, there's one other one that's directed to the detainees and one to Bradley Manning's commander.
I'm gonna grab one
Look at
here.
this beautiful post office.
Send to Bradley. And there's some other ones here. Here we go.
Look at this beautiful post office. We're gonna
I'm
save
gonna mail
it.
a few off here.
Yeah.
Sending out stuff to Bradley
You want to
Manning.
mail some postcards. These are going to Barack Obama. They're going to
We got some
Bradley
going to
Manning.
Obama. Here we go. This one's going to the commander. There's attention to Bradley Manning.
Yeah. Okay. That's
All right,
it.
everybody, we're sending them out.
That's it.
Letters only for the man there. There we go, folks. Oops. All right.
Yes, they have stamps.
They're all got stamps on them, and they're going out to the post office. All right. Yeah, Bradley, we love you, dude. Because you can't call the guy up or anything, so the only way we have to communicate with Bradley is by sending him letters, and they do get to see him. We haven't denied him that right yet to his mail.
We were trying to put together a list of possible names of people. We've had a spate of commissioners SUVs, and so we want to have a list like so that they can.
That was nice. At least you know, let Bradley Manning know that we love him and we're in support. And get a letter postmarked from the Berkeley post office. Could be one of the last letters ever sent out of this building. And we're here to make sure that that doesn't happen. We want to keep this building open. We want to keep supporting the U.S. Post Office. We still believe there is a place for mail in this world. We're not entirely have to be online. Also, the U.S. Post Office is probably the last form of secure communication because you have to get if the police want to check your mail, they have to get a warrant. And when you do stuff online, they don't have to get a warrant. They can just seize your information immediately, and they don't have to say anything in court. And what's happening nowadays is that there's these courts that are being set up. They're called FISA courts, F-I-S-A. Anyways, I'll get back to that. We're going to let people sing. Visual looks good. We are getting enough bandwidth. We're having problems ever since T-Mobile bought up Metro. Metro had much better service. So I'm going to start looking into other forms for this live streamer. Need more bandwidth. Oh, yeah, also, I want to notify the viewers out there that my battery's getting a little bit low. I've already gotten 2 warnings on the battery. But I have plenty of juice. You just have to give me about 5 minutes to reboot the camera and operating system. So, be advised that my camera might die at any minute, but I got plenty of batteries. I'm only going to be here. I got to check the time. I actually have to go back to San Francisco, unfortunately, and so I'm going to have to end this live stream in a little bit. Boo! Sorry about that, folks. Well, this is going to be an occupation. And, this is going to be going on all night. If it continues, I might come back. Yeah, thanks for retweeting me out there, whoever did it. Appreciate it. Yeah, my big problem is I gotta get back to the city. I owe a guy a laptop. Because I compared somebody's laptop and they were thinking about it this morning. So I said, going to be going on, it seems like for...
Oh yeah, we got tents, people go up to sleeping bags.
Yeah, I know. So I'm thinking about like maybe leaving and coming back a little bit later.
Sure. We can use money as a replacement.
Mike, are you here?
Yeah.
Right.
And Mike is going to say a few words about the
Yes,
tent.
this is good. This
Whatever else
has
you
got
feel
the
like.
here for a while, folks.
So
We got a camp set up.
right here, but I forgot the post.
Lots of beautiful people. We're going to be here well into the evening.
Be that as it may. So we're gonna.
So once I get back to the city and take care of my business, I'll be able to come
For
back.
as long as we can.
You know, like I said,
Yeah. Well, see, it's like I got to drop off the laptop to my, it's there.
you got mine too.
Right. Which that, I'm now on second thought, now that I think about it, we probably should have dropped it off and left it at your house and then went back later.
Yeah.
That's okay, we're activists, we're learning, and we are going to be here for a while.
Yeah. And if they proceed to sell the post office, they're going to sell it to a person who is willing to deal with this mayhem going on in front and on his property. Because we're not going to relinquish it just because Richard Blum says it's a good idea.
Yeah. Taking over the building here.
So
you're witnessing a little bit of history.
So if they
For those of you who are watching.
then we're going to harass the construction companies, not the construction workers, but the construction companies that come here to remodel this place and turn it into retail space. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to pick it and we're going to maintain a presence here so that businesses that set up in this building are not going to think it's a good idea to try and hold on and renew their lease for another week or another month. All right. This is going to remain ours, and we want to encourage everybody in the community to think of this as a public space. Hold your meetings here, hold your rehearsals here, hold your performances here. If you provide services of any kind to people, then think about doing it here, and instead of doing it at home. And
the people are taking back their property, folks. Right, we don't want it sold off to Richard Blum. Let your friends and neighbors know that we got an Occupy happening down here, if you want to call it an Occupy. There's tents that are being set up, and we do ask that when you come down here that you respect the nonviolence. If you do come down, we're not trying to burn any buildings down there. We're actually trying to preserve this building here, which is really beautiful. It's the U.S. Post Office building, main office. It's been open for 98 years. That's why we're down here.
To put us down.
So glad you're watching.
To put us down. The other being anti-terrorism. With cameras being spread all over the country, all over the city, all over buses, all over schools. This is a two-pronged strategy to make us slaves of the investor class. So we're not going to let that happen. And we're going to need you to help us hold this position. If you can't
We're going to be people here.
Okay, that's fine. We've
We're
got
looking
sign-up
to
sheets
maintain
already,
24-hour
information
occupation.
table where you can sign up to provide
We're down
support
here
services to help
Allston
with
Way at
food,
Millview
to help us
Street.
with all kinds of stuff that
There's a sign over there.
I don't have
So far the police have maintained a pretty low profile.
But anyway,
But this is going to be continuing on through the evening. So if you're in the area, live in the Bay Area, you've been associated with Occupy, looking for the Megas, we'll be down here having a good time. We're going to have music and food. We got tents set up. And so come on down. We're inviting the public.
My ghostwriter here is telling me to call this a peaceful scene.
Yes, we are asking people to be nonviolent. I will be here for the duration. Do you have any idea what time it is? My time doesn't show up on this, the core feature of the software.
Thank everyone for coming out. And most of all, I want to thank the people who are showing such courage and sacrifice to give up their daily
See, this idiot doesn't have a way I can contact him, you know. This idiot doesn't have a way that I can contact him. That's my biggest problem. He had an email or phone number. Like some people, they just don't understand that you have to have a way of people to be able to find you in this world, you know. To be honest with you, I want to stick around here until like 10 or 11 o'clock tonight at least, right?
Yeah, so why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just going to have to blow out this appointment.
Yep.
It really sucks. But there was a little point in my pocket, you know. But you know, he's been waiting for his machine for like 3 weeks now. He hasn't come by or anything. And I'm just like, he comes by when I'm leaving, just as I'm walking out the door. Ah, well, so if it, you know, and I know he's not even watching my stream. See, our biggest problem is that we don't have enough access to technology. That's our biggest problem as a community. We don't have enough laptops. We don't have enough cell phones. You know, and we really need to put those out on the street somehow. You know. Like I said, I'm lucky to be able to do this. Yes, hit that clear hotspot work too. You know.
I know. I just bring out my laptop and just show you.
Yeah, exactly. You see, and it's fun to do too. You know, and you get a message out to the community. You know. You know, and I always get at least a few hundred people watching that every time I do it. You know. And the more I do it, the more people I get. Right. That lady's like a living piece of art. Huh? Got a lot of weirdos out here in California, right? Just kidding. We like to be free out here in our ways of
decided we made a commitment to maintain a very clean camp here.
Yeah,
We're going to be
pick up after yourself, pick up all the garbage.
And make a very, very clean place, and so people have easy access to use their public post office without any impediment. We'll be there cheering you on as you go in there and do your business at the post office. Thank you.
So I think, yeah, tomorrow would be a great time to do an Avance train. This Sunday, there'll be plenty of people here, but they won't be around. So that'll be something to do.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I should go.
So, like I said, I got a head in the afternoon. We're not going to stop.
That's money. Yeah, I know. I'm going to drop the sound here for a second, folks. Yeah, well, I got to shut the phone off when I do that, but I could do that tonight. That's the only drag. I don't have a charger for the batteries, right? You got to use the phone. You know, I can definitely use some money into this little operation. Trust me. Which now that I got my video platform set up, dude, now I can start hitting people up for money, right? Yeah. So if you want to make a donation and you're watching and you want to help out these live streams, and we're going to try and put more cell phones and stuff like that, smartphones, because people need access to technology. Golly, 7. I mean, I wish I could communicate with you. You don't even have a fucking phone, dude. But I got your laptop. I'll be more than happy to give it to you tomorrow. It works and everything. Oh yeah, I gotta remember this is not San Francisco. About cigarettes. They don't like them here. Which I can understand. 90% of the tobacco is GMO. We're going to be here for a while, folks. So you should come down and join us. This is an occupation of the U.S. Post Office. We're taking back our federal property. Right. See, all these trucks and everything actually are owned by the public. And you, the citizen and taxpayer, you actually own the trucks that are out here. So yeah, this is going to be going on for a while. I'll give you a little wide view of what's up. We're down here at Milvia and Allston Way here in beautiful Berkeley.